Oh, hi! How are you? Welcome. Ah! Welcome to Calv's Tales of Fictitious Events, Episode 2 of Season 2. Craig goes to the petrol station. I suppose we'd better get started. Craig Grundy awoke one morn to find that his pals had glued all his clothes to his body, including his cap and sunglasses. "Oh, what rotters," said Craig to himself. "They've only gone and fucking glued my fucking clothes on. This may be my look for a while. And the glue fucking burns like fuck," he said while laughing hysterically, and then all of a sudden he had the urge to run flat out to the nearest petrol station and start drinking the unleaded. He ran straight through the wall of his house and began sprinting towards that delicious petroleum. He arrived like a bullet at pump number 4, but there was already a lady using the unleaded, filling up her bicycle. "Oi, bitch!" shouted Craig, with a dry throat due to the lack of fuel. "Hurry up with that blasted unleaded before I swear at you." "Go fuck yourself, mate," said the lady. "What's your fucking name, you ghastly violation?" asked Craig. "My name is Tripe Henley, and you can have the pump when I'm good and fucking ready, son." "Listen, Tripe, I ain't got all day. I'm really thirsty. Now hand over the pump." Then, for no reason at all, a man who was jogging backwards and was also eating a roast ran straight backwards into Mrs. Tripe Henley, and they both went crashing to the floor, and scalding hot gravy spilled all over Mrs. Tripe Henley's knees. "Her knees!" shouted Tripe. "Fucking knees!" Craig laughed heartily, and the backwards jogger gathered up some spuds and a bit of crackling and continued on. But Mrs. Tripe Henley was still on the ground and shouting, "Knees!" "What are you banging on about?" said Craig as he gulped down mouthfuls of fuel. "My knees are scalded, you utter bastard!" shouted the lady. "Who gives a fuck, you tosser?" shouted Craig, and he paid for his fuel, but as he began to leave, he was hit in the side of the face by something. Mrs. Tripe Henley, with her scalded knees, was stood there wielding a Tesco bag full of meat. "Ah, fucking hell, you fucking shithouse!" shouted Craig. To Mrs. Tripe Henley, she was now laughing quite wickedly, and had begun to pick the skin off of her knees. you dirty bitch, shouted Craig. Craig ran at her and did a front flip right into her, scatting her backwards right through the shop window, spraying glass and shit everywhere, as Mrs. Tripe Henley had pooped herself mid-battle and just didn't tell anyone. Craig saw his opportunity to bail and maybe go to the gym and eat a few locker keys, thereby creating an hilarious practical joke. He grabbed Mrs. Tripe Henley's bag of meat and hopped on the back of a bin lorry, 'cause he was cool as fuck and slick as fuck, and got off down in town. Down in town. He began to skip and was humming the tune to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when he said to himself out loud, "Hang the fuck on, Bridget! This bag smells all vinegary." He took a look in the bag and screamed really, really high-pitched when he saw the contents. It was ball bags, a bag of ball bags. A literal sack of scrotums. Craig dropped the bag and ran and hid in a bus shelter, shaking with fear at what he had just seen. "Oh, what have I just seen?" shouted Craig. A full bag of ball bags!" He wondered what to do when an old lady suddenly shouted, "Excuse me, is this anybody's bag of testicles?" Craig thought it would be weird not to own up, and that he would seem suspicious if not, so he cried out, "Oi, yeah, over here, mate. That's my fucking bag of bollocks." "You should be more careful leaving a bag of human genitals lying around. Someone might steal it. There's weirdos everywhere." "Thanks, bitch. Can I offer you one or two to take home? Well, two, that is." The lady obliged and reached into the bag to grab herself some nuts, when Craig could not take this charade any more, and he vomited soggy wood chippings and orangeade all over the old woman, who in turn was so disappointed she started to cry. It was really funny. Craig didn't really know what the fuck was happening, so he dropped the big bag of ball bags and ran as far as he could in the opposite direction. He accidentally tripped over a roll of Scotch tape and fell pancreas first into a Range Rover made of corners. "Ah, fucking hell, I've dented me pancreas!" shouted Craig. "That's my favourite one as well. I can't even get it checked by a doctor, 'cause my fucking clothes are still glued on. And the glue still burns," said Craig happily. "I know," said Craig. "I'll call up Paint Thinner Colin. He has paint thinner for sweat. I could rub his sweat on me and the glue should loosen." He walked into a pub just as some woman was about to say, "Why don't you just use paint thinner instead of your friend's sweat?" But Craig had hit her in the head with the door as he was walking in, so that never happened, when he saw Paint Thinner Colin sat at the bar, eating Angel Delight. Craig thought it must have been a sweaty day for Colin, as the aroma of paint thinner mixed with sweat was overpowering. "Oi, Colin, my fucking mate's glued my clothes on with PVA. Can you possibly, this is awkward. Can I bathe in your sweat till my clothes fall off? Paint thinner Colin began to eat a cabbage while he pondered his decision. Oh, okay, why the fuck not? It's only bathing in someone else's filth, said Paint thinner Colin. Ah, cheers, man, thank you, said Craig. Craig bathed in Paint thinner Colin's paint thinner sweat for 3 whole days, until he realized that the clothes were in fact painted on and not glued on, and he had been naked the entire time. I had to be young and drinking fuel. Join me next time for episode 3. I'll see you next time.